Most frozen burgers in America are not what you think they are. The box says beef. The picture shows a thick, juicy, flame-kissed patty. But flip that box over and the ingredient list tells a completely different story. Soy protein concentrate, sodium phosphates, beef heart, caramel color, dextrose. That is not a burger. That is an engineering project. The frozen burger market is worth close to $7 billion globally, and in America alone, consumers spend billions every single year reaching into the freezer aisle expecting real beef. But what most people are actually paying for is water, filler, and marketing, a premium price for a product that was manufactured to look like something it is not. And here is the part that should make you angry. It is completely illegal. The way food labeling laws are written, companies can pack their patties with binders, extenders, and mechanically separated meat and still put the word beef on the front of the package. They do not have to lie to you. The law does the lying for them. I spent over 40 hours auditing every frozen burger brand on the shelf to find the truth, and the results were not what I expected. Some of the biggest names in the freezer aisle are selling you a product that barely qualifies as a burger. But I also found 3 brands that do it right, and one of them costs less than you would ever expect. Stay until the end because that brand might change the way you shop forever. To understand how this works, you need to know one critical distinction that the industry does not want you to think about. Under USDA regulations, specifically 9 CFR 319.15, there are 3 different categories for what most people just call a burger. Ground beef must be 100% beef. No added water, no phosphates, no binders, no extenders. Just beef and whatever fat was already in the cut. Hamburger can include added beef fat, but still no water, no fillers, no soy. Then there is beef patties, and this is where the magic trick happens. Beef patties legally allows binders, extenders, mechanically separated meat, partially defatted beef, fatty tissue, and added water. That one label change from ground beef to beef patties opens a door to an entirely different product. Now here is where the money comes in. To make a real all-beef patty using quality ground chuck, you are looking at roughly $4 to $5 per pound at wholesale. That is the baseline. But textured soy protein, that costs under $1 per pound. Water is essentially free. Sodium phosphates, which force the meat to retain that injected water so the patty weighs more, cost pennies per serving. So a company takes low-grade beef trim, bulks it up with soy protein, injects water held in place by phosphates, adds caramel color so it does not look gray, throws on some artificial grill flavoring, and stamps the word beef on the box. The margin on that patty is enormous, and you are the one paying for it, thinking you brought home real beef for your family. That is not a shortcut. That is a business model, and these 6 brands have turned it into an art form. 6 frozen burger brands. To skip, brand 1, Flanders Classic Beef Patties. Flanders puts classic beef on the front of the box. Flip it over, and the 3rd ingredient listed is beef hearts. Following that, you will find soy flour, dextrose, and an aggressive cocktail of mystery seasonings. The result is a patty that multiple professional taste testers described as closer to a crab cake than a burger. It crumbles apart on the grill, leaves a strange coating on your fork, and has an overpowering artificial seasoning smell, designed to mask the fact that the beef underneath is bottom of the barrel quality. One Reddit reviewer called them, and I quote loosely here, an abomination against burgers. Flanders is sold at Kroger, Walmart, H-E-B, and Dollar General for around $10 to $12 per package. You can find significantly better burgers at half the price. Brand 2, Extra Value Beef Patties. The name tells you everything. Extra value is code for extra filler. Beef is listed first, but right behind it you will find beef heart, water, and textured vegetable protein, which is soy. Preservatives round out the list. Every single quarter-pound patty delivers 50% of your daily recommended saturated fat and 380 milligrams of sodium. You are paying for the illusion of a deal while consuming a product that has been engineered to be as cheap as physically possible to manufacture. Brand 3, Holton's Chop House Smash Burgers. Holton's markets these as a premium smash burger experience. The reality, a watery, slimy patty that falls apart with every bite. In a direct taste test, these were described as juicy in the worst possible way, with a texture that no amount of seasoning could save. The fundamental problem is that the thin patty format combined with high water retention from freezing produces a product that disintegrates rather than sears. If you want smash burgers, make them fresh. This frozen version is not cutting it. Brand 4, Marketside Original, or Angus Marketside, is Walmart's in-house premium line. And these Angus patties carry a 1/3 pound weight that suggests quality. But once they hit the pan, they curl aggressively, require constant flipping, and taste like old stale beef with a gamey undertone. The texture is tough, chewy, and rubbery, as if the meat was overworked during processing. Testers reported being unable to finish the patty. Dressing it with cheese and pickles helped mask the flavor, but no condiment should have to work that hard. Brand 5, Kansas City Steak Company. Classic steak burgers. Kansas City Steak Company leans heavily on its heritage brand name, but these patties come from corn-fed livestock, which tends to produce drier, less flavorful meat compared to grass-fed options. The result is a lean patty that is adequate at best and requires heavy saucing to become palatable. The company packages them in individual vacuum-sealed wrappers and includes a seasoning packet, which might sound premium but actually signals that the patty cannot stand on its own. When a burger needs a rescue kit, it is not a good burger. Brand 6. Kroger Ground Beef Patties. Kroger's house brand quarter pounders consistently score low with consumers. The most common complaints center on freezer burn, non-existent flavor, and a quality level that makes people wish they had just bought fresh ground beef. The patties cook flat and bland, and there is simply nothing there. No beefy richness, no satisfying chew, no reason to choose this over walking 15 feet to the meat counter and buying actual ground beef for roughly the same price per pound. Before I reveal the brands that actually deserve your money, here's how to audit your own freezer right now. 3 tests, 30 seconds each. Test 1. The shrink test. Take the 2 different brands and cook them side by side in identical pans at the same temperature. The patty that shrinks the most is the one pumped full of water and filler. Real beef holds its size. Filler-injected patties can lose up to 40% of their volume during cooking. Test 2. The one ingredient rule. Flip the box over and read the ingredient list. A real beef burger should have exactly one ingredient: beef. If you see soy protein concentrate, textured vegetable protein, sodium phosphates, modified food starch, caramel color, or the phrase natural flavors, put it back on the shelf. That is not a burger. That is a chemistry experiment shaped like a disc. Test 3. The grease test. Cook the patty and look at what comes off it. Quality beef renders clean, clear juice. Low-grade patties filled with water and soy produce cloudy, milky, almost gray runoff. If your pan looks murky, your burger is not real beef. Write these tests down. Share them with someone you care about, because once you know what to look for, you cannot unsee it. 3 frozen burger brands that are actually real beef. Now for the brands that prove you do not have to sacrifice quality for convenience. Brand 1, Bubba Burgers. Bubba Burgers were founded in 1995 by Walter Bubba Eves with a dead simple idea: make a frozen burger out of 100% real beef and nothing else. The original Bubba Burger contains exactly one ingredient: USDA choice beef chuck. No additives, no preservatives, no soy, no binders, no water injection, just beef. Each 1/3 pound patty delivers 25 grams of protein with 0 carbohydrates. The distinctive irregular shape is intentional. It mimics a hand-formed patty and helps the burger cook more evenly than perfectly round machine-pressed discs. In taste test after taste test, Bubba Burgers rank at or near the top. Multiple reviewers describe them as the closest thing to a homemade burger you can pull from a freezer. The Angus variety, made from 100% Angus beef chuck, scored even higher, with testers praising its natural flavor and complete absence of that off-putting gamey taste common in lower quality frozen patties. At roughly $2 per patty, Bubba Burgers compete on price with brands that are stuffing their patties full of soy and water. The fact that they do it with a single ingredient makes them the gold standard of frozen burgers. Brand 2, Omaha Steaks. Omaha Steaks has been in the beef business since 1917, when the Omaha family opened a small butcher shop in Nebraska. 5 generations later, the company still operates with a philosophy rooted in quality sourcing and old-school butchering. Their frozen burger patties are made from 100% ground beef that has been naturally aged for tenderness and then double ground for a signature juicy texture. That double grind is key. Yes, sir. It creates a loose, tender interior that sears beautifully on the outside while staying moist in the center. Consumer reviews consistently highlight 2 things. These patties do not shrink, and they taste like real beef. When your burger holds its size on the grill, that is a signal that it was not inflated with water to begin with. Omaha Steaks offers grass-fed options at 85% lean with 32 grams of protein per 6-ounce serving, providing 20% of your daily iron intake. These run slightly higher in price, but the per patty value is justified by the quality of beef and the fact that you are getting actual meat, not an industrial composite dressed up in premium packaging. Brand 3, Trader Joe's Grass-Fed Angus Beef Burgers. Trader Joe's built its reputation on offering high-quality products at surprisingly reasonable prices. and their grass-fed Angus beef burgers are no exception. The ingredient list reads one item long: grass-fed Angus beef. No artificial ingredients, no added growth hormones, no antibiotics, no fillers, no binders. Just beef from cattle raised on pasture. Each patty delivers 19 grams of protein, and being grass-fed, the beef carries a slightly more robust, mineral-forward flavor profile compared to conventional grain-finished options. It does require your own seasoning, which is actually a feature, not a flaw. It means the company is not hiding anything behind a wall of spices and artificial flavor enhancers. At roughly $2.25 per patty, these represent one of the strongest value plays in the entire clean ingredient frozen burger category. The beef is sourced from New Zealand, where pasture-raised practices are standard rather than premium. For a single ingredient, grass-fed burger at this price point, Trader Joe's, is remarkably hard to beat. Let us put this into perspective. 6 of the most widely available frozen burger brands in America are selling you patties packed with soy protein, beef hearts, injected water, and caramel coloring, and doing it under labeling rules that make the whole thing perfectly legal. Meanwhile, 3 brands prove that a real frozen burger made from 100% actual beef is not only possible, it is affordable. Bubba Burgers, Omaha Steaks, and Trader Joe's deliver a single ingredient product that outperforms the filler-packed competition at a comparable or better price point. Your dinner table is not a dumping ground for industrial leftovers disguised as premium beef. The information is on the label, the tests are simple, and the better options are sitting right next to the ones you should be walking past. Next time you reach into that freezer aisle, flip the box. Read the ingredients. If it has more than one, think twice. We food tell because you have the right to know the truth. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss another investigation. I will see you in the next one.